ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
An historic moment in the fight against COVID-19 in the U.S. The FDA approved the Pfizer vaccine. Emergency authorization was announced just hours ago. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. The first Americans are expected to be vaccinated in just days. Our ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo explains what's next and how soon San Diegans could get the vaccine.
The first doses of the vaccine are expected to ship out from Pfizer's warehouse in Michigan to over 600 sites around the country. In the next 24 hours, 2.9 million doses of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine will be deployed across the U.S. A little over 28,000 doses will come to San Diego County.
So very encouraging news just a few moments ago.
Governor Gavin Newsom posting this video reacting to the news on Twitter. 327,000 doses are coming to California.
Today, our nation has achieved a medical miracle.
President Trump also reacting, posting this 3-minute video online, thanking the scientists and doctors who made it all possible. Trump saying the vaccine will be free to everyone, but inaccurately stating that doses have already been shipped out.
Every individual gets vaccinated is a good thing.
The doses coming to San Diego are only enough to vaccinate 72% of what's needed to provide a first dose to everyone in Phase 1A. First in line, healthcare workers, and then residents and staff of long-term care facilities.
Have to hang in there for long enough to get the vaccine delivered and get people to be vaccinated.
The next phase, 1B, includes essential workers in education, food and agriculture, fire, police, and transportation. Then 1C for adults with underlying health conditions and people over 65. In phase 2, children and young adults under 30. Everyone else left for phase 3.
Every individual who gets vaccinated is going to be very well protected. The protection rates with the vaccines out there now are about 95%.
Medical professionals saying it will still take 6 to 9 months before the U.S. reaches herd immunity, which would require about 70% of Americans to get vaccinated. The FDA calling the vaccine safe and strongly protective.
We have a meticulous FDA. I mean, they are extremely careful.
Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
And the vaccine cannot come soon enough. The county set a new one-day record for cases today. The 2,800 reported. They bring our total to more than 100,000 since the pandemic began. There were also 23 people who lost their lives, another one-day record. That total now stands at 1,137.
This state now estimates the ICU bed capacity in the Southern California region is down to 6.2%. We won't be allowed to exit the current stay-at-home order on December 28th unless ICU capacity projections for January are at least 15%.
Rising COVID-19 cases are now impacting what has been one of the city's safest locations, the San Diego Convention Center. The center has been housing our homeless since the beginning of the pandemic. An outbreak reported over the weekend has grown from 55 to 120. Our ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Pura has more on how local health officials explain the rise in positive cases.
Any fever, cough, or shortness of breath?
Since Operation Shelter to Home launched in April, the convention center has been functioning as a shelter for homeless San Diegans during the pandemic. Since a round of COVID-19 testing that began on December 3rd, 120 people have tested positive. 115 were clients, 5 were staff. The homeless individuals who test positive are moved to a county-supplied hotel for isolation. In a statement, Dr. Eric McDonald with the County of San Diego said in part, the increased case counts amongst persons experiencing homelessness is not unexpected given the recent surge in cases throughout the county. Adding, as we have seen among new cases throughout the county, one very contagious person who is social can lead to a lot of other cases, and that may be what happened in this outbreak. More than 800 people are currently sheltered at the convention center. It served both as a step toward permanent housing and a way to allow for social distancing during the pandemic.
It really isn't a breakdown of those protocols and those safety precautions.
Deacon Jim Vargas is president and CEO of Father Joe's Villages. They are one of the providers at the Convention Center shelter and have roughly 400 clients staying there. He says the public should understand that those staying there go out into the community to work or shop just like everyone else.
that these individuals, they are not sequestered, right? So they go in and out of the convention center on a daily basis. And so they encounter the virus just like anyone encounters the virus.
Adding he believes the convention center is still safe during the pandemic.
I think it's been a safe solution all along.
Mayor Todd Gloria told ABC 10 News he plans to keep the convention center as a shelter past the end of the year.
Our initial assessment of the city's finances show that I can probably do at least another month under my authority as mayor. Anything beyond that will require council action.
Everyone working and living at the shelter is being tested, even those that are asymptomatic. Another round of testing will occur as early as Monday. Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
We are now starting to see the impact of COVID-19 from Thanksgiving travel and gatherings. Cases have picked up steam since the holiday, with new cases across the U.S. regularly climbing past 200,000 a day. Well, contact tracers and emergency room doctors are hearing repeatedly from new patients that they socialized during Thanksgiving. So they are warning people not to make the same mistake during this month's celebrations.
A Carlsbad restaurant is defying the rules and is reopening. Oak and Elixir was back open tonight for outdoor dining only, and a large group of people came out to support the restaurant. The owner says the restaurant won't survive another shutdown, and she would have to lay off 15 of her employees if she has to close again.
We're not trying to go against the governor. We're not trying to be defiant. This isn't a political movement. This is just purely to save our businesses.
Carlsbad police claim that they are responding to reports of businesses defying health orders, but they say the goal is to educate first before issuing citations. You can stay on top of any new developments with coronavirus by downloading the 10 News app. A free version is available in the App Store.
A major break in the mystery of the Zodiac killer, as one of his codes have been cracked.
By Saturday morning, we had a pretty good idea of what the full message was, and then I contacted the FBI, and within minutes they confirmed the solution to me.
The Zodiac killer is responsible for at least 7 Bay Area murders in the late 60s. A team in the U.S., Australia, and Belgium cracked the 340-character cipher just last weekend, and it was sent to the San Francisco Chronicle over 50 years ago by the Zodiac killer. One of the lines that first appeared from the cipher was a major clue. It read, "That wasn't me on the TV show." This referenced a call into KGO's morning show in 1969.
I want to kill those kids.
That's what really stood out, and that's when I knew, okay, this has got to be something real.
Despite the discovery, the cipher does not give obvious clues about the identity of the Zodiac killer.
And now to a developing story. The Navy Federal Credit Union says that active duty deposits will not be available to members this weekend, and then only until the regular payday. In a tweet, the bank posted that because of the budget extension passed today by the House of Representatives, it didn't receive funds in time for processing. Those funds will be posted as soon as possible once they are received from the Defense Finance and Accounting Services.
Navy crews are still searching the ocean for a sailor believed to have gone overboard off the San Diego-based USS Theodore Roosevelt. According to the Navy Times, the missing sailor has been identified as 20-year-old airman apprentice Ethan Goolsby of San Antonio. A lookout spotted a sailor in the water yesterday morning. The Coast Guard is also assisting in the search, and we spoke with the sailor's father earlier today.
Just a big heart. Love music, love photography, just, you know, cried like me at the drop of a hat.
The Roosevelt just left San Diego Monday.
The Supreme Court has rejected a Texas lawsuit seeking to overturn the results of the election in 4 key swing states. It is the second challenge just this week that the High Court has declined to hear. As ABC's Elizabeth Schulze reports, that decision signals President Trump's drawn-out legal effort to reverse the outcome of the election appears to be coming to an end.
The nation's highest court denying a long-shot effort backed by President Trump, 18 state attorneys general, and more than 100 House Republicans to take up the case to overturn the results of the election. The court, including the 3 justices appointed by President Trump, rejecting a lawsuit filed by the Attorney General of Texas. That lawsuit aimed to invalidate the election results in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Georgia, all states President Trump lost. The Supreme Court writing in a single-page order, Texas has no standing to sue other states for how they conduct their elections. The president had been pinning his hopes on this case, calling it the big one.
We can't lose the election. So we're going to see what happens. We have tremendous cases right now, a big case.
Dozens of other challenges by the Trump campaign and its allies have been dismissed by courts nationwide. On Tuesday, the Supreme Court turned away an appeal from Pennsylvania Republicans. Friday's decision comes just 3 days before the Electoral College meets to finalize President-elect Joe Biden's victory. In a statement, the Biden team saying the decision was not a surprise. There's been no evidence of widespread fraud in the election, which Biden won by more than 7 million votes. Texas GOP chair and former Congressman Alan West bashing the Supreme Court's decision, going as far as to suggest some states should secede. The White House and the Trump campaign haven't responded to requests for comment. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
And tonight, President Trump tweeted, writing, "The Supreme Court really let us down. No wisdom, no courage."